prayer. Pranay Prabhu is calling. Jay is coming.
He didn't answer, so not sure.
ज्ञानांजन शलाकया चक्षुरुन्मिलितं येन तस्मै श्रीगुरवे नमः। नमो विष्णुपादाय कृष्णपृष्ठाय भूतले श्रीमते भक्तिवेदांत स्वामिते नामने नमस्ते सारस्वती देवी गौरवाणी प्रचारिणे निर्विशेष शून्यवादी पार्षदेशकारिणे। जय श्री कृष्ण चैतन्य प्रभु नित्यानंद श्री अद्वैत गदाधर श्रीवासादि गौर हरे कृष्ण 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 हरे हरे राम 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 हरे 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 कृष्ण। So let's see count of one. Yeah, this we are doing, right? We're discussing about siddhis. Did we read this? Foolish people who are enamored. So we completed this, I think, right? Yeah, we have completed this, I think. Correct, na Pranay Prabhu?
Not sure. I was not there in the last session.
Xavier Prabhu, we have done it, right? Xavier Prabhu?
1 second, please.
Okay. I think we have done it. So let us read further. Maybe you can start reading from here. Pranay Prabhu, you can start reading from here in the Narad Pancharatna.
Yeah. In the Narad Pancharatna, it is also said that
No, not Pancharatna, Pancharatra.
Okay.
Sorry, my
cursor was there. Yeah. In the Narad Pancharatra, it is also said that any person who has developed even a small amount of devotional service doesn't care a fig for any kind of happiness derived from religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, or the 5 kinds of liberation. Any kind of happiness derived from religiousness, economic development, liberation, or sense gratification cannot even dare to enter into the heart of a pure devotee. It is stated that as the personal attendants and maid servants of a queen follow the queen with all respect and obeisances, similarly the joys of religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation follow the devotional service of the Lord. In other words, a pure devotee does not lack any kind of happiness derived from any source. He does not want anything but service to Krishna, but even if he should have another desire, the Lord fulfills this without the devotees asking.
We read this last time.
Okay.
Yeah. So the devotee of the Lord, he never desires for anything else. So, but when you have devotional service, then everything, the perfection of everything is there with the devotee. No, he doesn't need to get anything extra. Like for example, I'll tell you, if you have love for your parents, and your parents are well-to-do, so naturally, when you are in love with your parents, then everything about parents is yours also. Correct or not? Though you don't separately aspire for that, but because you have love for parents, then all other things in your home is meant for enhancing that relationship. So primary thing is the relationship with the parents, and any facilities, gadgets, appliances, all that is nothing but to to have that wonderful exchange of love in that relationship. The facilities and appliances are secondary. Like I ask you a simple example, simple question. So simple example I'll tell you. Like say, all of you are go to home, right? So now when you go to home, the happiness which a student gets Is it dependent upon how well-to-do the parents are, or it depends upon you're just going home?
Just go on.
Yeah. Even if so, say suppose somebody is coming from an average background, but the parents are very loving, right? So you go for that love. Correct? No? It's not about the opulence. It's not about others. The same way, a devotee of the Lord is always looks for a relationship with the Supreme Lord, the love. And when he goes to the spiritual abode of the Lord, Vaikuntha. So Vaikuntha is actually very opulent place, So everything is there anyway. So devotee doesn't have to separately aspire for material gain. It's already included in his having, the highest thing, that is devotional service. You're getting this point now? Same way, devotee doesn't need to separately aspire for some mystic yoga, because all the mystic powers are there only to assist the Supreme Lord. So, and when you go to the spiritual world, so whatever devotee needs to serve Krishna, immediately it is available, by the will of the Lord. So that way, in one sense, devotee doesn't have to cultivate separately mystic power. It's already there. So that's how devotee he does not lack anything. So that's why one should only aspire for pure devotional service. And that is the perfection of life. And because when we are in a relationship with Krishna, then we have everything. We don't have to worry about anything. And the greatest thing is also only that love only. It doesn't matter other things. Was it clear? This point clear to everyone?
Yes.
Yeah. And those who can put video on, be nice if you can put video on, whoever is possible. Like Xavier has put the video, not like that. Xavier, would you like to read further in the prelude phase of spiritual life?
In the preliminary phase of spiritual life, there are different kinds of austerities, penances, and similar processes for attaining self-realization. However, even if an executor of these processes is without any material desire, he still cannot achieve devotional service. And aspiring by oneself alone to achieve devotional service is also not very hopeful, because let's see here, because Krishna does not agree to award devotional service to merely anyone. Krishna can easily offer a person material happiness or even liberation, but he does not agree very easily to award a person engagement. Let's see here. Engagement in his devotional service. Devotional service can, in fact, be attained only through the mercy of a pure devotee. In the Chaitanya
Charitamrita, which you have taken the sets. Xavier.
yes,
Yeah.
it is said, by the mercy of the spiritual master who is of devotional service, there is no other way.
No, who is a pure devotee.
Oh yeah, sorry. By the mercy of devotion of the spiritual master who is a pure devotee, and by the mercy of Krishna, one can achieve the platform of devotional service. There is no other way.
So what is the reflection?
So it's saying I think it's saying just because someone is engaging in, let's see here.
Yeah.
So it says I think it's saying it doesn't matter if a person is engaging in devotional service by themselves. It's saying Krishna does not agree to award devotional service to just anyone, but it's by the mercy of the spiritual master. That one can achieve the platform of devotional service.
What do you understand by this, David?
Okay. So I think it's saying that if someone is by themselves trying to do devotional service, because Krishna doesn't agree to award devotional service to just any person, but it's by the mercy of Krishna that one can achieve the platform of devotional service. Okay.
Therefore, you can reflect.
Yeah. So in this it is said like the Lord like can offer like material happiness or liberation to anyone, but he doesn't offer the devotional service to anyone, right? So it can be only offered through like mercy of a pure devotee. So in this case, like if our spiritual master is the pure devotee, so with his blessings and Krishna's blessings, we engage in devotional service, basically.
Yeah. Actually, the pure devotional service can be awarded only by a pure devotee. That is the main point here. You know?
Yes.
So when we are, like many people know, they just want to try on their own. But no, we need the blessing, we need the mercy of a pure devotee to be able to become a devotee, to get the devotion. So Krishna gives pure devotion service only through his pure devotees. Bhakti sanjayate bhakti. So Lord does not award directly. He awards through his pure devotee. So distribution of devotional service, the department is given to the pure devotees. So now what we should do? We should
Associate with pure devotees.
and important thing is serve them and please them. When you serve and please the pure devotee, that's how you can get the mercy of pure devotees. Sorry. No, sorry. Thank you, Arab, for coming. Thank you. We'll see you next Monday. So, correct, no, this point. Yeah, so this is a very important point. This is a very important principle. By mercy of pure devotees only we can get Krishna or devotion to God. Yes. So that's why pure devotee is very rare. It's only awarded by the mercy of pure devotees. Yeah. Next, we will read. Neeraj, would you like to read? Neeraj, Prabhu?
Sure. Let me just a second. The rarity of devotional service is also confirmed in the Tantra Shastra, where Lord Shiva says to Sati, "My dear Sati, if one is a very fine philosopher, analyzing the different processes of knowledge, he can achieve liberation from the material entanglement. By performance of the ritualistic sacrifices recommended in the Vedas, one can be elevated to the platform of pious activities and thereby enjoy the material comforts of life to the fullest extent. But all such endeavors can hardly offer anyone devotional service to the Lord, not even if one tries for it by such processes for many, many thousands of births." In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is also confirmed by Prahlad Maharaj that merely by personal effort.
So you can see the rarity of devotional service. No? What he's saying is that one may get liberated by having nice philosophical, pursuit, analyzing different processes of knowledge. One may get heavenly planets or highest level of material comforts. But all these endeavors cannot lead one to attain the perfection of devotion, to attain the devotion service. That is not possible. It's a very important point. Yes, now you can read further.
In Srimad Bhagavatam, it is also confirmed by Prahlad Maharaj that merely by personal effects or by the instructions of higher authorities, one cannot attain to the stage of devotional service. One must become blessed by the dust of the lotus feet of a pure devotee who is completely freed from the contamination of material desires.
Yeah, so only by the blessing of a pure Vaishnava who is free from any aspiration for material benefits or liberation or mystic powers Bhukti Mukti Spriha Vihina de Bhakta Labhaite Tako Sangan. We need association of such kind of devotees. Neil Prabhu, would you like to read further in the 5th canto from here?
Sorry, I'm just joining in right now, so I'm where are we at the moment?
Yeah, you can. Can you put your video on, Neil? I just
Yeah,
want
of
to know
course.
you. Where
Yes,
did we
of
meet?
course. Sunday. Is my video working?
I can see you. Oh, okay. Neil, Dr. Virat's.
Yes. Can you see me?
somehow,
I cannot see my own video, so
yeah, I can see you.
perfect. Good.
I'm only wondering that today Virat did not join somehow.
Oh, that's okay.
I'll send you the recording and give him a surprise. Okay.
Yeah, of course, it'll be nice.
Go ahead with the reading.
I've lost it on my screen. I'm on my phone. I can't see the screen for whatever reason
In
right now.
the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam.
In the 5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam, 6th chapter, verse 18, Sukadeva Goswami also says to Maharaja Parikshit, "My dear king, it is Lord Krishna known as Mukund, who is the eternal protector of the Pandavas and the Yadus. He is also your spiritual master and instructor in every respect. He is the only worshipable God for you. He is very dear and affectionate, and he is the director of all your activities, both individual and familial. And what's more, he sometimes carries out your orders as if he were your messenger. My dear king, how very fortunate you are, because for others all these favors given to you by the Supreme Lord would not even be dreamt of. The purport to this verse is that the Lord easily offers liberation, but he rarely agrees to offer a sole devotional service, because by devotional service the Lord himself becomes purchased by the devotee."
Yeah, any reflection need is very high-fi philosophy, but let's see whether you are able to reflect something on it.
Oh, reflecting on this one, I was too busy reading it. You're
You're
gonna
just
have to give me a
reading?
second, yeah. Um,
Okay, you can read again. You can read again, and now this time you read more like with understanding. Read again in the 5th canto.
5th canto of Srimad Bhagavatam,
Read
6th
read
chapter.
aloud. Read aloud. 5th.
Verse 18, Sukadeva Goswami also says to Maharaj Parikshit, "My dear king, it is Lord Krishna known as Mukund, who is the eternal protector of the Pandavas and the Yadus. He is also your spiritual master and instructor in every respect. He is the only worshipable God for you. He is very dear and affectionate, and he is the director of all your activities, both individual and familial. And what's more, he sometimes carries out your orders as if he were your messenger. My dear king, how very fortunate you are, because for others all these favors given to you by the Supreme Lord would not even be dreamt of." The purport to this verse is that the Lord easily offers liberation, but he rarely agrees to offer a sole devotional service, because by devotional service the Lord himself becomes purchased by the devotee.
Now, what did you understand?
I think it's about committing yourself to Krishna entirely. It's about understanding that it isn't just that you cannot just pick and choose the moments that you want him in your life. The Lord is involved in every part of your life. And
Actually, yeah, correct. The main point here is that, see, for Pandavas, the Lord became so intimate, so affectionate that he would carry the orders of Arjuna and Pandavas. Yudhishthira Maharaja's orders and Pandava's request. So he would be so involved. So the meaning is that the Supreme Lord, who is the master of the entire universes, everybody is simply a very insignificant servant of him. But all of them, are like hardly have any audience with the Lord also. So what is and see the fortune of Pandavas. Pandavas are being with the Lord and they're following the order of the Lord. It is something unimaginable. So this is how a Lord is purchased by his devotees, those who have pure devotion for him. Simply Lord becomes an order carrier of those who have devotion for him, those who love him with intimacy, you see. So it is said that Lord that's why he doesn't give to anybody, the pure devotion service, because he has to get purchased, he will be manipulated by that person. So he won't just give to anybody like that. Only person who really has the heart to love and serve him. I mean, he has the right kind of when Krishna sees he has the right candidate, when who really is fit for that, and then only Krishna gives. So what he really gives to offer his soul devotion service, because by devotion service the Lord himself becomes purchased by the devotee. Like that it is. So Krishna is very much concerned that I have to be controlled by this person if I give him pure devotion. So he has to be right person, like that. You getting this point? No? Yeah. So that's why you see the Krishna is completely controlled by gopis, by Arjuna. You can see Arjuna was controlling Krishna on the battlefield of Kurukshetra. So Krishna becomes purchased by the pure devotees actually. And this kind of fortune, it cannot be even dreamt by others. But the pure devotees of the Lord, they have that fortune. It's a wonderful point actually. Next, the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme. Who would like to read? Next, Akshata Mata, would you like to read?
Hare Krishna Prabhuji. Yes, Srila Rupa Goswami says that in
Brahmananda.
Yeah, I'm just trying to zoom in. Brahmananda, or the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme, is multiplied by 1 trillion fold. It still cannot compare to an atomic fraction of the happiness derived from the ocean of devotional service.
Yeah, so here you see, so Brahmananda means what? The people who go to Brahma Jyoti. So they don't attain pure devotional platform, but they are hanging in the Brahma Jyoti and they are trying to experience eternity, and they're deriving some kind of happiness there, because when you are in eternal life, free from material existence, that is something not ordinary. So that kind of happiness is called Brahmananda. What we experience in this world, it is called Jadananda. Jadananda means what? That experience of only sense gratification, that happiness which we get. That's called Jadananda. But this is called Brahmananda. Brahmananda means the happiness which you derive by getting freed from this material existence, and you are hanging in the Brahma Jyoti. But you have not attained pure devotion service. But these people who are in Brahmananda, they again fall to Jadananda because they don't have access to the pure devotion service. So in the absence of the pure bliss of pure devotion service, not having engagements, again they fall back. They fall back to the platform. Aruhi Krichena Padam Param Tataha Patati Anadita Yashmadangre, like that is mentioned, like that. So that's why, and so what comparison is given here, you see? Comparison is given that the happiness of becoming one with the Supreme is multiplied by 1 trillion fold. What happiness you get in Brahmananda, 1 trillion fold you multiply. That cannot be compared to an atomic fraction of the happiness derived from the ocean of devotional service. So ocean of devotional service, imagine the bliss what you get is like the ocean. In that one drop you take, the drop cannot be equated, cannot be equal to the trillion times of Brahmananda. The ocean of Brahmananda, not ocean of Brahmananda, trillion fold, that also is not comparable to the drop of that ocean of bliss. What? Drop of that ocean of bliss of serving the Lord. You see. You're getting that? So how, then what to speak of sun gratification? Sun gratification, no question only. You're getting this point? So how incomparable it is. You're getting this point? It's amazing, the comparison. Yes. So go ahead with this. Somit, would you like to read in the Hari Bhakti Sudhodaya?
Yes, in the Hari Bhakti Subhodaya, Prahlad Maharaj.
You can put your video on also, Somit, if you don't mind,
Oh,
while reading.
yes. So, in the Hari Bhakta Subhodaya, Prahlad Maharaj, while satisfying Lord Narasimha by his prayers, says, "My dear Lord of the universe, I am feeling transcendental pleasure in your presence and have become merged in the ocean of happiness. I now consider the happiness of Brahmananda to be no more than the water in the impression left by a cow's hoof in the earth compared to this ocean of bliss. Similarly, it is confirmed in the Bhavartha Dipika, Sridhara Swami's commentary on the Srimad Bhagavatam. My dear Lord, some of the fortunate persons who are swimming in the ocean of your nectar of devotion and who are relishing the nectar of the narration of your pastimes certainly knows ecstasies which immediately minimize the value of the happiness derived from religiousness, economic development, sense gratification, and liberation. Such a transcendental devotee regards any kind of happiness other than devotional service as no better than straw in the street.
Yeah, we can see that he is taking both the happiness derived from religious development and gratification, that is Jadananda, and liberation, the happiness of liberation, that is Brahmananda. Both are nothing significant, both are insignificant. It's like no better than a straw in the street in comparison to the happiness one gets in devotional service. So this is how a devotee is far greater than even those who attain Brahmananda also. For example, our Chatush Kumar, they were having Brahmananda. But when they went to Vaikuntha gate and they smelled the fragrance of the lotus, the tulsi which was offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. Just by that, they got mesmerized. This happiness we never experienced. And that's how they became devotees. Simply they smelled the tulsi which is offered to the lotus feet of the Lord. That made them eventually attracted to the service of the Lord, service to the lotus feet of the Lord. And then they became devotees. Same as Sukdev Goswami, he was also Brahmananda. He was Brahman realized. And he was 16 years old young boy. And he was walking in the forest. He just immediately ran because he did not want to be in Maya. He had like so much of fear of him. That's why he was not even coming out of the womb. When he came out of the womb, by the request of Krishna, Krishna showed him. And then afterwards, when he was going towards the forest, and there on the way there were many ladies. They were even they were taking bath in the water, but they did not have clothes on them. But he was not able. He did not even distinguish who is man, who is woman. He did not have any consciousness of the body and all that. So he was only seeing everybody on the Brahman path. That was his level. But when he heard the glories of Srimad Bhagavatam from somebody who was reciting there in the forest, then he got mesmerized. This is something which is different. And then he asked, who, from where? Then this we heard from your father. Go back to your father, he will teach you. And then he goes back home to again. And then he learns Srimad Bhagavatam from his father Vyasadeva. You can see that. So that means the pleasure of bhakti is far greater, superior than any amount of happiness one may derive from self-gratification or even by liberation. So in India, everybody says, I am moksha prat karna, moksha chahiye. So devotee is not after moksha. Moksha is automatic there for a devotee. Happiness is automatic. Any kind of happiness of opulence and material gain, what people aspire for, devotee is much beyond that actually. Like I was saying, one may want what in this world? Bungalow, in the spiritual world, the opulence cannot even compare to this material. So you get the highest benefit of all the other paths in bhakti path. Right. Okay, so we will pause here. If one reflection you all can share, and then we will just end it. Okay. Quickly, you can share one reflection. All of you can share one point. Now, please don't leave without sharing one reflection.
So for me, one of the things that he's been describing all this time, I think is there even in your book that you just shared now. Anything connected with Brahmananda is still only talking about happiness. But anything else that is compared with devotional service, it is bliss. So happiness is also temporary, but bliss is permanent.
Yeah, okay. So he's telling that the term used for Krishna consciousness is the bliss. Okay. Bliss is the real happiness. Okay. Good point. Yes, others?
Yeah, so in this, like I understood, like Lord doesn't offer his like devotional service to anyone. So we should like associate with pure devotees, serve them. So with their mercy and blessings, like we can get into like devotional service and become a pure devotee.
Xavier Prabhu?
Like Lord said, Lord, I think this continues where let's see here. So which is Lord Krishna easily offers liberation, but rarely agrees to offer a soul devotional service, because by devotional service, the Lord himself becomes purchased by the devotee. So I think it just connects to what was just said.
Yes, okay. Neil Prabhu?
Yes, I think it's that exact same point. I mean, given that that was the one that I really managed to read and process, I think really just recognizing that Krishna himself will really be able to become a greater part of you and serve you so long as you're able to fully connect with him.
Yeah, when you become pure devotee, then Krishna becomes your devotee. Correct. Yes, Akshata Mataji and Poonam Mataji. And Somit Prabhu. Somit Prabhu, you want to share? Go ahead.
Okay, so regarding the happiness which we can experience is through devotional service, as because like we are in the bhulok and everything is temporary over here. So with the essence of devotional service which comes with Krishna Kripa itself, so this we can experience in like the little moments when we start the devotional service, like doing like 1 rounds of japa, and as we increase it, the presence, the aura of it, like you can really experience it happening in your life as well. Like like the thing which I'm experiencing right now as well. It happens gradually and it becomes so immensely like profound, and it's the happiness which is incomparable, just like you said. Just like what we get over here is like the drop from the whole ocean, but with the with Krishna's devotional service, we can like experience the whole ocean gradually, like when we become like the purest of the devotees.
Correct.
It's like, yeah.
Thank you. And Poonam Mataji and Akshata Mataji, you want to share anything?
Devotional service cannot be achieved only by mercy of without association of pure devotees.
We need pressure of purity, then only can achieve the purity. Correct, very good. Akshata Mataji, you want to share any point?
Yeah, I would like to say the same point, because if you have a guru, through guru being a mediator, who would help you connect to Lord Krishna as a representative. So
yes, so we need a spiritual master, a pure devotee, who can actually recommend us to Krishna, and by his mercy we can attain Krishna's mercy. Yes, sir, prasadat bhagavad prasadat. Correct. We need association of saintly personalities, spiritual masters. Thank you. So let us pause here. Everybody, on all of you shared one point. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Hare Krishna.